From compassion. It's just my nature. I come from a willingness to understand and to be understood.
Right.
And I come from wanting to connect. I mean, the secret of that show for 25 years is that people could see themselves in me.
There were rumors that the FBI had discovered startling details about Oprah Winfrey's private island. According to these allegations, she is involved in covert, illegal actions that are comparable to those of other affluent elites.
Over the world, they could see themselves in me. And even as I became more and more financially successful, which was a big surprise to me, I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting.
You mean you got more than that 30,000?
I got more than 30,000 by the time I was 30. But what I realized is through the whole process, because I'm grounded in my own self, that although I could have more shoes.
Both praise and criticism have been directed at Oprah Winfrey's property acquisitions in Maui. She owns more than 2,000 acres of property on the island, which has caused controversy since affluent non-Hawaiians own land there. Critics contend that her vast assets might limit residents' access and aid in gentrification. In Hawaii, this has become a more widespread problem, with many locals feeling strange and wondering why she needs so much property. With its expansive acres of land and private driveway, Oprah's mansion in Maui is really enormous.
Mixed reaction tonight from Maui, where Oprah Winfrey recently bought hundreds of acres of ag land in upcountry.
Now, we were the first to tell you about this earlier this week. Some disagree with the buy, but as KT24's Ali Duklo explains, two lawmakers say it's actually a good thing.
Some on social media are calling the buy excessive because the millionaire already owns more than 100 acres in upcountry in Hana, for buying 870 more acres in Kula.
Ag land is treasured here, as you can imagine. It's open space, it's beautiful.
There is no solid proof connecting her real estate acquisitions to any illegal activity, despite the fact that her expansive estates have stoked conjecture about her intentions. She created the private road in response to accessibility problems she had when attempting to get to her home. This seclusion has been viewed by some as an indication of concealment. In South Africa, Oprah Winfrey founded the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in 2007. Oprah has had a significant role in choosing the pupils that attend the school, which was established to provide opportunity to disadvantaged girls with exceptional talent.
People understand how much property Oprah actually owns on the island of Maui. You look up pictures of the house, it's what you see. You see her house, a mansion with her guest house is also a mansion. But this doesn't tell the full story. Zoomed out on Google Earth, she has this exact division of property, almost 1,000 acres that she owns solely. One person owns this much property on someone else's sacred land. Nobody needs that. Her property has its own private road that only a few people can use. So when you go and you look at pictures of Oprah's house on Maui, and you only see stuff like this, just know that's not her property. She owns 1,000 times more than what you're seeing. She bought all that property somehow for $6.6 million. And if you go and you estimate the value of all that acreage now in Maui, it's over $300 million. So basically, she could sell a third of that land back to the people of Maui at full market price, which is still evil, and use that $100 million, give it back to the people of Maui. No one person needs that much property of any island. It's ridiculous.
Although her dedication to the institution has been praised, there has been some controversy around it. The school was embroiled in a controversy shortly after it opened, when a dorm matron was charged with physically abusing pupils. The Oprah Academy girls who went missing are the subject of one of the worst accusations.
Winfrey has had a lot of controversy around her African school for girls, with huge conspiracy theories starting that these girls were going missing from Oprah's school. All of these theories started shortly after Oprah opened her school in 2007, and the matron of that school was charged with essay of 7 different girls. Oprah ended up offering a public apology to the parents and the children and citing her own essay incidents in this apology. But the matron would then be found not guilty of these crimes. But then it shocked the nation because shortly after this, Oprah's school was hit with another essay allegation. 7 students were suspended for harassing and fondling classmates. And a lot of people thought that this stemmed from the very first incident, because why would these children be acting like this? And the rumors started swirling after this point because they just didn't understand how these things could happen so close to one another. And then boom, there was another investigation at Oprah's school after the body of a newborn was found in a girl's bag. And a lot of people were freaking out about this because they're like, boom, we have 2 essay allegations and now all of a sudden a young girl has a baby in her book bag. Everyone found these incidents super alarming, and it's still something talked about to this.
Jeffrey Epstein and Oprah Winfrey have been connected in a number of ideas. Although Oprah's name has come up in official investigations and papers pertaining to Epstein's illegal conduct, Epstein's social circle does include a number of influential people.
It's under her leadership. There's been so many suspicious activities happening, but recently there have been reports that girls have been going missing, of the missing girls that's been rumored to be coming from Oprah Winfrey's school, and people on social media are demanding that they look for these girls and bring them home.
Oprah allegedly visited Epstein's notorious island and participated in his trafficking activities.
Came back and said nothing about it. I was like, yo, damn, he still got power like that? Somebody still like him like that? Because you know he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein. He was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceled.
Epstein's list was released yesterday, but do you remember that time Ricky Gervais called out the Hollywood elite for their ties with Jeffrey Epstein? Like literally right to their face.
There was a lot of anger when Oprah and Dwayne Johnson announced the formation of the People's Fund of Maui. Both celebrities are millionaires, so critics quickly pointed out this and asked why they were requesting contributions from the public when they could easily pay for the recovery themselves. Many contended that, considering their enormous wealth, their first $10 million offer was inadequate and that their call for public contributions appeared disconnected from the reality faced by individuals impacted by the fires. Growing dissatisfaction with ultra-wealthy charity, especially when public donations are requested, is reflected in the pushback.
Oprah has also faced a lot of criticism for is the friends who she keeps in her corner, specifically the predatory men who she keeps in her corner. Some of those predatory men include Harvey Weinstein and Russell Simmons. I think we all are very aware of what Harvey Weinstein has done. But in 2021, actress Rose McGowan, who has been a very outspoken voice, a part of the Me Too movement, called Oprah out for her association to Harvey Weinstein. Rose described Oprah as fake and not trustworthy woman that she claims to be. And if Harvey Weinstein wasn't bad enough, Oprah Winfrey had no problem being associated with Russell Simmons, who has been accused of R-word by 15 different women, and he also began dating the mother of his children when she was not a legal adult. Oprah had no problem rubbing shoulders and even working with Russell Simmons until the pressure got just too hot for him and he fled the country. But Rose McGowan was not the only celebrity to call out Oprah and her friendship with Harvey Weinstein. The singer Seal also took to social media to call Oprah out for her association to predatory men. Seal has claimed that Oprah Winfrey was fully aware of what her pal Harvey Weinstein was doing, and when he was exposed for what he had done, Oprah tried to position herself the solution instead of understanding that she was a part of the problem.
Oprah has responded directly to the widespread social media accusations that she is engaged in human trafficking. Critics continue to be skeptical despite her protestations, citing her ties to other well-known people who have been accused of similar crimes.
Nas X making a Satan shoe and straddling who is picking these people and putting them in the most public and applauding them and saying this is great, this is great, this is great. That is a decision that is being made purpose, okay, by people that have nefarious intentions. I view the people like Cardi B, Harry Styles, Lil Nas X, those are pawns in a game that is much bigger and much more twisted than they could possibly understand.
For a long time, Oprah has been criticized for her associations with questionable people like Russell Simmons. Oprah first developed a documentary on Simmons, who has been accused of several instances of physical assault, but she eventually withdrew from the project. Some people were incensed by her conduct because they thought she was defending her affluent classmates.
Leadership Academy for Girls. She was arrested yesterday for several charges, including assault, indecent assault, as well as soliciting girls under the age to commit indecent assault. And she's now at the Vereniging police cells.
Matole Macheka for that. Thank you.
I think the school has been open because they handed us a report of what was happening there, and they asked us to investigate what was happening there. And on our investigation, we arrested a woman who is a former employee. I think they have been open to make sure that all the criminal acts that have been taken place in the school are being investigated.
Her associations with people like Simmons, according to opponents, cast doubt on her judgment and raise concerns about her involvement with those who have been charged with severe crimes.
She's been loved by the public for her generosity, but now with one move of generosity, she's angered Hawaiians. Oprah recently announced with Dwayne Johnson they will be donating $10 million to help recovery from the fires going on in Maui. The Maui fires are the worst natural disaster in American history, with 115 confirmed dead so far and 385 people still missing. For Oprah, she's had a mixed reaction in Hawaii, where she wasn't allowed into a shelter for people who lost their homes due to the fire. Because even though she was going to the shelter to hand out supplies, the staff wouldn't let her in because she wanted to bring her camera crew in as well, and they thought it would disturb the victim. Oprah did eventually go in, but it was reported she spent over an hour arguing trying to get her camera crew to go in as well. Because the main criticism in Hawaii is Oprah owns 830 acres of land there, which Oprah calls Oprah's farm. Oprah was criticized for doing because the average home price in Hawaii is the highest in the United States, being $836,000 on average. Oprah only lives in Hawaii for a couple months of the year, so this angers many Hawaiians, feeling this land could be used to house thousands of people. When Oprah did her live stream with Dwayne Johnson, she was criticized by people for not letting victims use her land as shelter. She still contributed $5 million. With that, I'm Charles Barlow. Subscribe to learn something.
Oprah has responded to claims of human trafficking that have been making the rounds on social media, leading some to assume that she has been acting in this way because she is aware that she will soon be exposed.
Breaking news, Oprah Winfrey and The Rock pledged $10 million for the Maui fire victims. Now, a lot of people have been asking my opinion on this, and to be honest with you guys, I'm not a fan of this at all. First of all, pledging isn't giving the victims any money, it's just saying you're going to. And also, they're not giving money out of their bank accounts, they're opening up a charity and asking you for your money, and then they can take credit for it. I mean, I find it hilarious that one billionaire and one multi-millionaire is asking the common folk for charity donations. I don't know, if you guys really cared about the issue, you'd spend money out of your own bank account and not ask poorer people than you to help take care of the bill. Like, it's kind of sad that they are asking for charity and then they're going to take credit for it. It's like, oh, hey, could you give me $10 million? And then I'm going to take credit for it and let everyone know, like, look at how good of a person I am.
The claims that Oprah cultivated children for Diddy on her private island are part of a larger set of conspiracy theories involving the Hollywood elite. Proponents of these theories contend that Oprah is part of a network of influential people who take advantage of children. These claims are stoked by the secrecy surrounding her private properties and her connections with other affluent people. The controversy surrounding Oprah's South African school keeps escalating condemnation of the physical abuse.
Use the word sexual abuse, they implied that something inappropriate was going on. Hearing that, John Samuel, immediately after hearing that allegation, removed the accused, Tiny Makoko, from the campus. I was, needless to say, devastated and really shaken to my core when I first heard this news. And immediately within the first hour of receiving this information, I contacted here in the United States Dr. Bruce Perry, who is founder of the Child Trauma Academy in Houston, Texas. And Dr. Perry informed me that the law in the United States requires that one must report, even if you suspect child abuse, it must be reported to the Child Protective Services. And so he said, if I were you, I would confirm if that is also the law in South Africa, which I did. And first thing Monday morning, I contacted Superintendent Needling and told him that I wasn't sure what had happened, but there was a suspicion on the part of the girls of some type of sexual abuse. I told Andre Needling that I wanted to conduct an independent investigation to determine what exactly had happened, and that I would appreciate his advice and his guidance in this matter.
The school's image was severely damaged by a scandal that occurred soon after it opened, and many detractors still doubt the institution's security and supervision in spite of Oprah's attempts to resolve the issue.
2007, Oprah Winfrey opened up a boarding school in South Africa. The academy had salons and gyms in it. Allegations have surfaced that this school was a front for child trafficking. These girls would be allegedly groomed to be ready for sale. Oprah handpicked the young girls who attended her school based on physical appearance, but it wasn't long until word got out about what really the school was about. Turns out these young girls were being touched or broken in by one of the employees there to allegedly get them ready for clients. Authorities found out about it, and the employee was charged with 13 counts of getting inappropriate with kids. Turns out at least 6 girls aged 13 to 15 were allegedly systematically and ritualistically targeted. Oprah went on record saying she was going to look at the situation, but after her investigation, the employee was cleared of any wrongdoing, and some allege Oprah had a hand in trying to cover it up. These incidents continue to rock the school, including a newborn baby being found unalived at the school, which some say was for.
According to recent reports, a TikToker who reportedly exposed Oprah Winfrey's wrongdoings was involved in a sad occurrence. These accusations are consistent with larger conspiracy theories regarding Hollywood elites using dishonest tactics to shield themselves from publicity.
A compound that sits on 52 acres of land. The girls have access to dining halls, dormitories, gymnasiums, hair salons, swimming pools, movie theaters, scientific labs, and so much more. While many believe that Oprah was a saint for opening up this school, others criticized her for spending $46 million to create almost an uncomfortably luxurious space for these very young girls. After the body of a newborn baby was found inside of a backpack of one of the students at Oprah's school. This 17-year-old student had given birth while in attendance at Oprah's school for girls, and all 9 months of her pregnancy went somehow undetected by staff. And speaking that this is a all-girls school, it is very concerning to see a young teen pregnant. There have also been other allegations of abuse happening at Oprah Winfrey School, including staff members grabbing students by their necks and pushing them up against walls and using physical discipline as punishment. There have also been allegations that many of the girls who attend Oprah School for Girls end up going missing.
Both, as far as finding out what's going on with Epstein and still covering this Diddy stuff, but my whole thing is like, I mean, this video was uploaded 2 days ago, so I don't know if anything has came out about her. About the Kylie. So my whole thing is like, if there was some weird shadiness going on with her channel, her page, and I can guarantee you, almost every person that do YouTube or any type of videos have experienced some type of weirdness going on when you try to talk about the truth. It's like they don't want it out. But my whole thing is like, I don't know if her family, if they even will, if anybody will even say anything. But to me, that sounds pretty crazy. You know, that sounds pretty crazy. 36, I mean, you know, people pass away even younger than her.
Prolonged skepticism toward public figures is part of a larger cultural mistrust of institutions and authority figures, according to critics, who claim that powerful people use their wealth and influence to avoid taking responsibility for their actions.
That this is what he does, but they all kept quiet out of fear of losing their jobs or losing positions and roles. But okay, you keep quiet, but you stay out of his way. These people that I don't understand, because maybe I'm not getting how things work, or maybe because I grew up in Africa or something. Because if are you the kind of person, if you know this person is a killer or takes fingers, let's just make it this way, takes fingers. The man at number 10, any woman that goes into the house, like her pinky finger is missing. If you don't want your pinky finger to miss, what do you do? She mentioned it, but I think I remember Monique's saying that she was going to be paid. That is so, I don't know where this whole family making it seem like, oh, she's a family woman, she doesn't want to go anywhere. Monique said, if you're going to take me out, travel from place to place to place, my entourage and I, you have to be paid. You can't just tell me to pop up. Who's going to do all that? You're no hotels. Who's going to pay for that? I'm flying from place to place. Monique said, no, she isn't going to do that. And they got angry because, you know, Oprah was like, are you refusing me? That's what Monique said. This is Monique said, allegedly. Let me add that right now.
Especially when it comes to serious accusations like trafficking or misconduct. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.